AI. When you hear someone mention it, where does your mind go? Chances are robots, machines, and the digital world are some of the many thoughts people may have. AI, or artificial intelligence, is defined as a rising field of study in which technologies can perform a range of activities with human-like intelligence and results, such as being able to accurately diagnose patients or being able to write scripts. It has been advancing over the recent years, and soon enough, with its limitless possibilities, we can see it taking over jobs, workplaces, and other parts of our society, practically consuming our lives.
%60 of the kinds of jobs that existed in the 1960s don't exist as jobs today because of the change of technology, not because of government policies.
Generative AI, a type of AI that is able to write scripts and create animations, could start to replace actors, even replicate specific individuals without their permission.
It can generate this massive quantity of output, but somebody has to actually be able to look at that output and determine what is even worth considering.
People involved in the entertainment and film industry all have different views on the introduction of this technology, but they all agree on one thing: it is taking over the field. This past summer, members of SAG-AFTRA, the Actors and Writers Guild, went on strike due to the rise of AI usage in film studios. With the concerns for studios not needing actors, writers, and other jobs in production, as they can't afford to pay these people, they decide to take action.
But what's really sort of challenging our industry now is the advent of technology, again called generative AI, which has the ability to actually create certain types of content. And the idea that we're going to basically have these computer algorithms creating content in place of writers, actors, performers, directors, and it's something that we're all really concerned about.
As written by columnist Brian Merchant for the LA Times this September, some members of the strike thought AI couldn't create scripts as authentically as the human mind. However, as AI was introduced into the workspaces of these writers, the influence of AI on their jobs was now out of their hands, making them unsure of this technology.
Where is this taking us, and how do we make sure it's done in a way that's respectful of people and that ultimately helps lift people up and raise up the creative accomplishment in our industry rather than looking to replace people?
Members of SAG-AFTRA, the writers and actors, weren't alone in this fear. Illustrators, journalists, and copywriters are all managed by companies that could easily turn to AI for their purposes as well. By using AI in a workforce that produces film and involves creative writing, the product could also lack the creativity of a real person. As actor Bryan Cranston recently stated, it would literally dehumanize the workforce, and it wouldn't be good for our society, our environment, or working-class families.
The other part of this is the question of the creation of synthetic performers, new voices or new images and likenesses. That's probably the #1 area for job losses and replacement of performers.
As AI technology advances, it has begun to creep into our healthcare system alongside the entertainment and film industries.
As AI continues to drive innovation in healthcare, it is essential that Congress examine the meaningful benefits that any potential unintended consequences that these technologies could have.
Although AI can be considered useful in healthcare, there is a concern about how safe it is. A survey was done by Pew Research Center on how the public views AI in healthcare, and the results showed how 6 in 10 U.S. adults say that they would feel uncomfortable if their own healthcare provider relied on AI to do things like diagnose diseases and recommend treatments.
How are we ensuring this data is secure and ensuring that consumers have full control over this information and it's not being used or sold without their consent?
These concerns bring up the argument of why it should have restrictions, yet it does have potential advantage for jobs like decreasing room for human error, such as in diagnoses in medical settings.
My name is Emma Vogel. I work with Capitol Hill Consulting Group as a legislative assistant. And my focus is healthcare. Healthcare is going to really benefit from the integration of AI. It'll also optimize staffing. It'll give a lot of doctors a lot more time with the patients, which is really necessary. It'll be great with diagnostic tools.
Although, as we can see, AI has its benefits and could further support our society, it is beyond doubt that within the next 20 years, as the use of it spreads, it will grow larger than we can anticipate. This will lead to the escalation of these problems we've considered.
Maximizing the importance of human intelligence in the role of AI is really important.
After hearing about AI from experts, reading articles, and discussing with Emma, we went around our local community and asked students and teachers how they feel about the use of AI.
I think in the future, AI is going to affect the workplace in a lot of different ways. The biggest problem is that it's going to eliminate a lot of jobs that lower income people have.
Like we've already seen before, the writers' strike that lasted a very long time. Writers don't want AI to take their jobs. Even though AI may be super advanced, people can still formulate more original ideas.
We are seeing issues with this technology only beginning to arise and become prominent in our lives, but we can only predict that AI will further advance and potentially harm all individuals with jobs and put them at risk of being replaced. We urge the nation and government to take concrete action towards this problem and to put policies and restrictions in place in order to ensure that AI is not misused in jobs, businesses, and even our local community. Whether we intend it or not, AI will persist, penetrating deeper into the cracks of our society and undoubtedly shaping our future. After all, AI is a blessing and a curse for our society. We cannot risk it getting out of control.